welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be all of the fall book recommendations that I have for you. I have kids that are all in like considered upper elementary to obviously a middle schooler, but not Halloween, but like not necessarily Halloween, but like fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all of that. We have like a whole bunch of books that we are just like tradition that we always read every year, and we just like those really cozy books. And it is currently like 90 something here, so it's not feeling like fall weather. I mean, a little bit today because it's kind of gloomy and stuff, but I thought this would be a good day to kind of film all of these. Plus some of these are library books that I did get in advance to film this video. There's a few of these books that I actually own, and then every year we always make it like a point to get new books to try out and see if we like them. A lot of these are picture books. I have a small stack of chapter books, and I have a couple of craft books. So let's go ahead and jump into the crafts first. So I have two fall related books. This is more, this has fall and some Christmas and stuff like that, and I think Valentine's, but obviously because it's fall, we're gonna go through all the fall stuff, and this one is all fall also. This one's kind of cute. I think my kids like the other one better, but a lot of the picture, like the illustrations and stuff, is all very old, like 90s, 80s, but I kind of like that. So, and there's other stuff in this one too, like they have like Columbus Day and stuff like that, but this is a pumpkin one they can do. The cover of this, so they're gonna make that, which is like a little turkey napkin holder for Thanksgiving. I thought that would be something kind of cute they can make. So I'm gonna like hold it there so you can like see in case you want to make that. Not all libraries obviously are going to have this book, but you know, your library might have better stuff. So if you can find some cool crafts for your kids to do during like the holidays, highly recommend it. This one has more Halloween stuff. If you celebrate Halloween or anything like that, there's like cute little spider crafts they can make, and like monster masks. So it's all like in good fun, I think, but nothing creepy. We just do, I always have my kids do like fall related stuff. Sometimes they want to do like something like Halloween, but like this is cute, a Halloween sun catcher, and it's just pumpkins and stuff. So that's super cute. These are the three craft books that I have. Let's go into chapter books. So my girls like these rainbow magic books, Trixie, the Halloween Fairy, and Autumn, the Falling Leaves Fairy. These are cute little books. I think they're super easy to read. My girls like read through them like in a day. Just short chapter books. And their new favorite is the Geronimo Stilton series. So, well, not my son, he doesn't really read these, but the girls love these books. And I had them read this was a new one this year that they both read, and they really did, both of them liked it. And we had these two, so they like both of those. So those are good reads. That's it on chapter books. Everything is like my favorite over here. I really enjoy all the picture books because yes, like my kids are getting older, but they still like when I read them these books, and they like to read them now to each other. And this is just like, I love all the cozy fall books. So after I show you all the books, I'm gonna give you like my top 3 recommendations if you haven't read any of these. So the first one always is gonna be Little House in the Big Woods. I love Little House on the Prairie. Everybody knows this. I love Little House on the Prairie. So this series is so cute. And they also have, like for winter, I think they have like we read it last year. There was like, I can't even remember the titles, but there's 2 like winter books by them that we like, those 2. But this one is a cute fall cozy read. It's kind of thick. So, oh, this is a chapter book. I was like, oh, that's all my chapter books. Okay, so just kidding, one more chapter book. But this is such a good book to start probably in September. Depending on how quickly like your family goes through read alouds. But yeah, this is definitely something that I would probably start this month. This will probably be our next book that we read, but we've read it before, but it's just something like, you know, tradition, you know? Okay, so that's a good one. Another one that is like my all-time favorite is Cranberry Thanksgiving. I mentioned this in my last video a year ago. This book is so cute. It's just very all Thanksgiving, you know, it gives you all the Thanksgiving feels, but it's a very cute book about kind of like not judging a book by its cover, because the grandmother in the story is, she's in favorable of more of this other guy who's gonna come to the Thanksgiving dinner, and maybe she shouldn't trust that man compared to the other one who doesn't look as like well kept. So it's just it ends up having like a really funny ending, and it's just a really good book. Also, in the end of the book, it has a grandmother's famous cranberry bread recipe. I know in my last video I did mention that we were going to make that. We never got a chance to make it, and the library book had been due, so I'm just going to take a picture of this because I love cranberry sauce. And not that it's necessarily the same, but I love cranberries, so I mean, it's got to be good. So we're going to try that out. The kids did tell me that they would try it, so, and they're not cranberry fans, so I'm going to try that out. Another this is a new one this year, Squanto's Journey. We've never read this. This book, so I didn't like it that much, but the kids loved it. And I thought it was kind of sad. I think that's why I didn't care for it too much, but it's the story of the first Thanksgiving, and the illustrations are really good. Oh, there's like a glare, sorry. The illustrations in the book are really good. It really does have a good message in it. I just thought it was kind of sad, and I guess that day it wasn't really in the mood for a sad book, but it has a good ending, and I don't want to give too much away, but because most people know the story of Thanksgiving, but this is a good one, and I do recommend it. I just it wasn't my favorite out of all of the ones that we've read, so that was a new one. This one I loved, The Hatmaker's Sign. This was a really good story. So this was new. It starts in the beginning with Thomas Jefferson, and they're writing the Constitution, and Benjamin Franklin is just telling him, like, well, before that, they're all kind of like, everybody's kind of arguing a little bit over like, oh, should we have that in the Constitution? Should we not have that in the Constitution? And then, Franklin is telling him, well, let me tell you the story about the hat maker. And basically the story goes like, the hat maker has this sign that he's making for his new store with that he's going to be selling hats. Well, he wants like everybody's opinion on like what that sign should look like. So he'll, on his way to the place to go get his sign made, he comes across certain people that he knows or that he doesn't know necessarily, but he'll go up to them and he asks their opinion, and then they say, oh, well, like, you shouldn't have that on the sign. So he's like, oh yeah, you're right, and he takes it off. Then he goes to another place and sees somebody else, and they're like, oh, I mean, you don't need to have a drawing of the hat on it. I mean, it says hats for sale. So he's like, yeah, you're right. So he erases it, and by the time he gets to like the sign maker, there's nothing on his sign because he has taken everybody's advice on what he originally wanted to have on his sign, kind of like the Constitution, and it's basically telling him like, you're not going to please everybody, but this was the original set of what you wanted. And so it was just a really good message. The kids really liked it. And I would say to me, I'm putting it as a fall book because it felt very fall-like, where it's based and everything, but I don't know. This was a good one. We really enjoyed this one. Okay, The Pumpkin Runner. This was a new book. I made a note on it because we've read it like a few weeks ago, so I kind of forgot about it. But The Pumpkin Runner. This was a cute book. This is actually inspired by a true story, but the character in the story is Joshua Summerhays. He is a sheep farmer. He enters into this race, and he pretty much is like, he goes to the race wearing, well, I'll show you a picture of what he's wearing. Obviously not ready for a race, but like everybody else is dressed up, ready to race, and he ends up winning, and in the end, he gets a $10,000 check. Well, he splits his winnings with the other contestants, and I thought that was kind of cool. And in the back, it says, The Pumpkin Runner was inspired by Cliff Young, a 61-year-old farmer from Victoria, Australia, who shuffled from obscurity to national prominence in 1983 when he defeated younger opponents in an 875-kilometer run between Sydney and Melbourne. And he really did win $10,000, and he did split it with the other runners. But I'm obviously cutting down like a lot. There's more to these picture books and stories, but I could go on and on about that, but it would just this would be a very long video. So this was another good one. My favorites of all of them will always be The Tale of Three Trees. If you have not read this, you really should. It's such a good book. And basically it's the story of 3 trees and how they all aspire to be something. And like one wants to be remembered, how anytime they look at them that or the one of the trees is like, I hope that whenever someone looks at me, they look up to God. I hope that, and then like the other tree wished for something else, and so on and so forth. Well, they all get cut down, and at the end of the story, I'll show you a picture here. So all 3, one ends up being a cross. So every time you look up the cross, you think of God. One is the boat for like when Jesus was in the boat and he calmed the storm. Oh, here's the cross. And here's the boat. And then the other one was the manger, right? So it was just, it's such a heartfelt, it's just a wonderful book. And I think your kids will really like it. So definitely a favorite. The kids love it. And we found that at a library bookstore a long time ago for like $1. And I'm like, get it. Because I knew as soon as we got that from the library, like to just like check out. And then when we found that, we're like, we got to get that. This is another great one, Johnny Appleseed. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this story, but it's a story about Johnny Appleseed, a great American frontier hero. It is a folktale. Some people believe that he actually existed. I don't know. Folktales are what you make of them. But yeah, it's just pretty much his story on how he cleared a lot of land, and he went from place to place, and he spread seeds all throughout Ohio, apple seeds, and there's orchards everywhere. And yeah, just a really cute fall book. Love that one. This is a funny book, so if you have littles, they probably will like it. It is a cute book. All these kids go on a class field trip to Farmer McNugget, I think that's his name. And the farmer's like, oh yeah, like we're preparing all these chickens for Thanksgiving dinner. And then the kids are horrified. And so the kids are like, what? So they all try to each kid takes a turkey and shoves it under their shirt to take it back onto the school bus, and all the turkeys are saved in the end. And it was just such a funny book, and yeah, we really liked this one. And I did mention this in my book a year ago that this was our favorite at the time, but it's a funny book. Your little kids will probably laugh. It's a cute book. So that's a good one. These books are always a favorite of ours, and it's There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Pie. This was new. We had not read this one, but There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Turkey. This book is just hilarious. The drawings are interesting. They're like, I don't know. They're not my fave, but they're also kind of like old school 90s, so we like that. But super funny. Like, there was an old lady who swallowed a turkey, and it just goes on of all the different things she swallows, and it's just funny. Same thing with the pie. They have other books. I can't remember. There were so many other ones that they had, but we just got the fall related ones, but super cute, funny books. So these are the 3 funny ones out of the lot that I have. These are the 3 funny ones. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Addie picked this one to recommend to you guys. It is the Berenstain Bears series. She loves all those books. This one has the Trick or Treat and the Prize Pumpkin. It's a 2-for-1, but these are cute, and we read them every year. What I will say that I realize I don't have in this kind of like little haul here is I don't have the Charlie Brown pumpkin book. So I know that was in my series last year, but also my kids are a little older and they're kind of over the story. They've heard it so many times, so I did not include that one. But if you have littles, they would probably for sure love that one. Another one I do not have is the Heartwood Hotel. So that is our favorite series that we have read so far. So the Heartwood Hotel is a super cute series about a mouse named Mona, and it's so cute. And that first one, they go through different seasons. So like they have a winter one, a spring and summer, but the first one is based in fall. Highly, highly recommend getting that series. Worth every penny. I currently have the series. We've already read the series, but I have the series like in my Amazon cart because I just want to own it, because I want to read it every time that season rolls around, because it's such a cute book. So highly recommend that one. This was a new one. This is for littles, like ages 3 to 7 little. Have not we haven't read this in the past. This was a new one that I just found online and I didn't know anything about it, like request it from the library, but it was too little for my kids, but they did like it and they thought it was cute. They also think that more younger kids would enjoy it. So the little lady who is not afraid of anything, and it's just a story about this little old lady, and she's walking through the woods and like she hears like, you know, the trees and all these things, and they start making noises, and then she sees like these shoes, and she sees like a pair of pants, and like there's a bag flying, and she starts to see all these things, and by the time she gets home it's a scarecrow. And it was cute, but like my kids were a little too old for it, but they did think it was a cute, funny book. Another one is The Biggest Pumpkin. This is a super cute story of two mice who they both see different sides of the pumpkin. Like they both see this pumpkin, and one mouse is like, oh, I need to water it, so he waters it, and the other mouse is like, I need to water this and put fertilizer on it, and they're both doing the same thing to this pumpkin, but they never see each other. And all of a sudden this pumpkin grows to be this massive giant pumpkin, and that was a cute one also for the littles, but my kids did enjoy this one, so that was a good one. And this one was okay. The pumpkins, the kids liked this one also. We got this last year. Story of like an old man who he's looking out across like this field that's next to where he lives, and he really wants to own that property because they're gonna build on it, but if he can buy it then they won't build on it, and he just doesn't have enough money, so the land's for sale. He doesn't have enough money, so he decides to sell everything he owns, and he plants pumpkin seeds everywhere. Then he ends up selling all those pumpkins, and he's able to afford it, and it had a cute message, so kids really liked that one. And that is my whole haul for you guys. But I will say the top 3 that I recommend you go out and either buy it or you just get it from the library. But it's definitely going to be The Tale of Three Trees, number 1. Second one is Cranberry Thanksgiving. Definitely have to get this one. And oh my gosh, this is a tough one. I don't have it, but it would be The Heartwood Hotel. But if you don't want a picture, or if you want a picture book, then it's probably gonna be, oh my gosh, it's so hard to decide. I think it's still gonna be this one, guys. 'Twas the Night Before Thanksgiving. Cute book. And if it wasn't a Thanksgiving book, see how I'm going with this? I'm like putting them in order of which ones I would pick. If it was not a Thanksgiving book, it's probably gonna be, oh, that's Thanksgiving too. Oh geez. You know what? It would probably be this one, The Hatmakers. That was a really, really good book. My kids really liked it. So those are my top 4. But I love fall books, and I will definitely do this for Christmas. There is one book in particular that is our winter favorite book we read every Christmas, and I will tell you guys about that in that video, but that's going to be way far in advance. But yeah, those are all the fall books that I have for you guys, and let me know down below what books you guys read during fall time, because we're always looking for new books. Also, my kids are getting a little older, so there's books that I'm like, oh, that's too babyish. Like they want something still picture book, but a little more substance to it. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.